I was just going through your career, and I'm like, this is the perfect Sharma ji ka beta. And I just want to talk about all the things you have done and achieved. You have, the most insignificant part of your career is that you graduated from IIT Madras and IIM Calcutta. Post that, you worked for almost 20 years in HUL, then became the CEO of Nokia. Then you became the chairperson and CEO at PepsiCo. Then you became the president at Aditya Birla Group. And now finally at the age of 63, you're still working as the partner at Advent Capital, managing almost $100 billion.
I don't manage 100 billion. The company manages.
But you're a partner there.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, can you please tell me the backstory behind this 40 years of corporate dominance? Like, what really goes behind the scenes? I want to know from the beginning, from when you were just starting out your career.
Yeah, the thing is, when you start your career, when you're a junior manager, the only thing which the company wants from you is great execution. A lot of junior managers, because they come out of business schools and fancy business schools, they want to show that they're intellectually bright, they want to strategize, etc. But down to the wire, a junior manager has to execute and show results. Second, a company expects a junior manager to show commitment. Okay, so you execute brilliantly and you show commitment. As long as you do that, any good company will always reward you. If a company doesn't reward you, then it's not worth your effort. Okay, number one. Then when you get to middle management, you start managing people. And the mistake all of us make, and I've made this mistake also, because we have been promoted, we've been promoted because we did well as individual contributors. We try to impose our style on the team which works with us. So I want it done like this exactly, because that's what made us successful. And I made a few of these silly mistakes myself. And then you realize that's not true. The value of a team and its diversity in delivering to you is more important than doing exactly the way you are. We don't want a duplicate Shiv Kumar in the team. We want somebody else who can challenge you and avoid groupthink. So that's what's important in middle management. Middle management is like, football halfbacks, Sharan. They run 10 kilometers every match. So you block the competition moves, you feed your forwards in order to win. So that's the role of middle management, okay? And as a middle manager, put up your hand, volunteer, learn cross-functional stuff, go beyond your, job domain or whatever it is. When you get to senior manager, the trouble with senior management is you're making some degree of, managing the complexity. You have to manage that complexity well. It's not easy. For that, you have to be relevant all the time and you have to stay up to date.
When you mean senior management, what?
After middle management, when you are CXO level or below the CEO level, N-1,
like a director
N-2.
and CXO
yeah,
level.
N-1, N-2.
Got it.
Okay. And finally, when you get to the CEO level, well, all this is important. Execution, collaboration, all that is important. It's your ability to move people from mindset A to mindset B. That is the role of the CEO. Okay. All the others are a given. And so that requires amazing amount of inspiration, motivation, amazing amount of knowledge, being an ecosystem leader, thought leader. Otherwise, why will people be led by you?
Right. So now let's say I'm an employee, mid-level or junior level organization. How do I ensure that I'm always promoted and I always get the 20%, 25% hike? Right? Like, how do I ensure that my personal brand within the company is so strong that I'm on the fast track to the at least the senior leadership level?
Sure. So what does your personal brand depend on? Your personal brand first depends on, are you delivering on the work assigned to you? If you're delivering on the work assigned to you, by all means, it's a tick in the box. Second, am I collaborating with people and working well enough in a team? That's the second one which matters. Third one which matters is, are you putting up your hand and telling the truth as opposed to covering up for yourself? Or are you economical with the truth? Only presenting data points which make you look good. Okay, and fourth, which is very important in today's world, Sharan, is do you have a reputation outside of work?
Yeah.
That's a very important quality which companies look for. If you have those four combination, I would say, why would a company want to lose you then?
So, but when you were 23 years old and you just got into HUL, what was your thought process? Like, how were you thinking about climbing the corporate ladder? See,
that era was very different, Sharan, because if you got into any of the good companies at that point of time, Levers being one of them, you got in with a clear attitude to say, I want to stay here. See, you didn't bother about looking out. There were no choices also, let me be honest.
Okay.
You left to Levers, where would you go? There's nothing else. At that point of time, in the late 80s, very few people thought of value creation. Most people thought of enhancing CV value, reputation, being good at what you did, etc. Those are the kind of themes which are important. Today, it's all about value creation. Today, you speak to a 30-year-old, he says, by the time I'm 40, I want to create a corpus of 5 crores.
Yeah.
Nobody ever thought like that those days. The only thing was, if you had a good career, you took care of yourself, the company took care of you. In the late 80s, all companies in India, you won't believe this, used to give their employees 3% soft loan for home purchases.
What are you saying?
Absolutely.
3% interest rate loans.
That's it. In the late 80s, believe it or not.
All companies were giving.
All companies were giving. All companies in Bombay, since we're doing the podcast in Bombay, all companies in Bombay used to own apartments.
Okay.
All companies. And those are the days of no fringe benefit tax. Those days, companies would say salary was capped. So this is your salary. We'll give you money for gas. We'll give you money for furniture. We'll give you money for this. We'll give you money for that.
What are you saying?
Absolutely.
So when did you eventually buy?
1996.
So how old were you when you bought?
1996, 12 years after working.
So you were like 35.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the time to take it.
So for somebody
and
today,
Hindustan Lever funded that.
They gave a 3% interest rate loan also.
And my first car was also funded by Hindustan Lever.
What interest rate they gave?
No, they used to give us 75,000 rupees blank. Go buy a car.
What are you saying?
Maruti 800, that year was 93,000 rupees. I had the balance money. I took 75,000 rupees from the company. I still remember my first car, CK 8788. I bought that. So it was a different world.
Good times.
Yeah. The world has moved on a lot in the last 35 years, from soft loans, from furniture loans, from gas replacement bill, from petrol bills, etc. So it's a different world.
So generally, if you look at any human being, there are essentially 3 main life events that happens to them, which requires a lot of money that they need to sustain it. Number 1 is buying a house. Number 2 is getting married and having kids. And number 3 is their own retirement. So you're saying back in the day, getting a house and taking care of kids was not really as big a financial burden as it is today?
Yes.
Because the companies were helping you back then.
And you reasonably believe that you had enough job security and you would see it through, unlike today. Today, even if you're a top performer, you could get taken off the rolls because there are other things.
How was job security better back then?
Because I don't think hiring and firing was even discussed at that point of time.
There was no such thing as a layoff?
No such thing as a layoff. Nobody would join a company if it was going to lay off people. But today, your generation, it's a badge of honor to be laid off, which means the company has gone wrong, not me. So it's a very different world.
So you've been a CEO in 3 different companies. Now, from the outside, it looks like, CEO is an amazing job to be in, right? Because you're not answerable to anybody. You call the shots, right? You're giving orders and all of that. But can you tell me the reality about being a CEO? And you've been a CEO of very big multinational organizations. So what exactly are the untold things about being a CEO, which if people hear, they are like, yeah, I can't do this. This is not my cup of tea. So can you share some few examples like that?
Sure. So the first and foremost, which a lot of people say, is that CEO is a lonely job. It is very lonely. Number 1. Number 2.
Why is it lonely?
Because nobody tells you the truth. You have to dig out the truth. Everybody wants to tell you what they think you want to hear. So your ability to sense what's happening out there is a very crucial thing. You can only do that by talking to people, by going to the market, by talking to customers, etc. Number 1. Number 2, whom do you trust is another very big challenge for a CEO. Because human beings can let you down badly. So whom do you confide in, whom you don't confide in? How do you keep that balance?
Can you give an example of this? What happened?
Suppose you're planning to, hire 20 people in a new department. Whom do you tell it to? Apart from HR, nobody else.
Why?
Because the word will get around. It might go to the newspapers. It might go here. It might go there. Okay. It might leave insecurity in one department. As an example, okay, they're hiring here. That means they will cut somewhere else. It could be, a simple trade-off. Whom do you trust? What do you do, in case of this thing? The other thing about a CEO job is it looks very glamorous from the outside, but everybody is watching every word of yours, every action of yours, and they're dissecting it like mad.
Yeah?
Absolutely. In every meeting. When did you say this is good work? When did you say this is not good enough? Okay. Did you notice how he said it? He didn't like that person. You might not have had that in your mind at all. You might have just said, okay, this is not good work, guys. Let's shape up. But people will interpret it the way they want. So it's very crucial that the words you use, the choice of your emotions is well calibrated when you're a CEO. Okay, very big. Next is, a CEO is not about being the CEO of your own company. It's also being a partner in the ecosystem. Okay, your ability to reach out to other people, your ability to talk to other people in the ecosystem, your ability to open doors for your team should they have to go and work in that. That is another aspect which is important. And engaging with the organization in a mass way is also a challenge. So it is a lonely job. It's a thankless job. Okay, because when everything goes well and when you're doing the right things, nobody thanks you for it. Should one thing go wrong, then everybody will come after you. Say, you didn't do this right. Okay, it's normal. Okay, don't take the job if you don't have the stomach for criticism. Don't take the job if you don't have the ability to be scrutinized. That's what I would say.
Glad you made it till here. If this gave you even one idea to improve your finances, send it to a friend. Helping them might just make you the smartest person in their group chat. And don't miss the full episode on Finance with Sharan. There's a lot more where this came from.